Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here today. We're very excited to have you. We're also very excited to be here in front of the Ark, and we are unloading the 1st Brigade of the of Defender 20, which is an exercise that we have planned with our allies to practice and to rehearse the deployment of large numbers of American soldiers with equipment to link up with our allies, in this case 18 different allied nations in Europe, and then to proceed to exercises throughout the continent. So what you're looking at right here is the Ark Endurance, which is unloading a brigade combat team from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Division from Fort Stewart in the state of Georgia. Colonel O'Neill is the commander of it right there. He is going to proceed from here onward to training events throughout Europe. We are bringing thousands more soldiers over there this summer, and we are doing this to exercise our ability to reinforce NATO and to establish collective defense for the alliance. This is a defensive exercise that requires whole of government participation from all of our allies, and no better example could be here than my good friend General Martin Schelleis, who commands the German Joint Support and Enabling Services, which are critical to our ability to proceed with this exercise.
Thank you very much, General Carboli. Guten Tag, auch von mir. In my capacity as Chief of the Joint Support Enabling Service in Germany, I'm also the National Territorial Commander, and as such responsible for the coordination of the host nation support of in a whole of government approach of Germany to the Allied forces. The arrival of the first ship marks the beginning of the main phase of the deployment, which is actually the center of gravity of this whole exercise. Germany, the Bundeswehr, will be participating in 2 ways. One with troops during the actual exercises, which will take place in several training grounds in Europe, and also second with the support of the deployment, as you can see here. This is a good sign for not just for the alliance solidarity shown by the Americans with the biggest deployment in 25 years. It's also a good sign from the European allies and Germany that we support this because it's in all our interest, collective defense of Europe. And Defender gives a good impression what the role of Germany in a collective defense scenario will be. First, participate with troops up front, wherever that is. And second, make sure that the Allied reinforcements through Germany will be supported seamlessly. Thank you very much.
Guten Tag. My name is Darian Akins. I'm the U.S. Consul General out of Hamburg. I'm responsible for all of northern Germany, which includes Hamburg, Bremen, Niedersachsen, Schleswig-Holstein, and Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. Yes. And I had the pleasure and the opportunity this morning to greet U.S. troops coming from Georgia in Hamburg, and now I'm here to see the offloading of the ship here and the first equipment coming into Bremerhaven. And it's just a demonstration of the extraordinary coordination and cooperation that this exercise demonstrates. I'd also like to just commemorate the fact of how important Bremerhaven is. I mean, this is a port where immigrants going off to the New World have come through. Several million have done so. It continues to be important about the partnership and the friendship that we share and that we demonstrate on a daily basis. And this exercise also demonstrates that partnership, that friendship, and that alliance. Thank you very much.
Generals, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brigadier Joe Chestnut. I command the British Army's Theatre Enabling Command, which is 104 Logistic Support Brigade. Right now I've got about 500 troops positioned in Belgium, in the Netherlands, in Germany, and in Poland. I've got port operators working in Vlissingen and Antwerp. I've got recovery specialists all the way along the central corridor through Germany to the Polish-German border. I have recovery mechanics, I have medics, I have police, and I have heavy equipment transporters which are moving Army pre-positioned stock M1A2 Abrams from south to north in support of the US Army. I've travelled across 15 sites that I command, and I've seen collective endeavour, collective readiness, and a will to succeed. But I've also seen strong partnerships and strong friendships, and those have endured through a series of training events before we deployed. It's through long-standing and shared understanding of how we work and operate alongside each other. We've rehearsed well, and we are now ready to deliver the US from its forts to its ports, from its ports to the ports, and from the ports to the foxhole. And we stand ready to deliver that on behalf of you, General. Thank you.
So now we'll go ahead and take some questions. Sir.
Do the tanks will be debarked by German drivers or American drivers?
He wants to know if the tanks will depart, come off by American drivers or German drivers.
In this case here at Bremerhaven, it's German drivers who are part of a company that is U.S. and German that has been operating here for many, many years and operates with commercial contractors here to do the stevedore work. In other locations, they are Army drivers, but here in particular, they are German drivers.
Good morning, NDR television. The soldiers who are coming from the US, the 20,000 men and women, do they coming by plane or by ship?
That's a very good question. So first of all, the 20,000 U.S. soldiers will come from all three components of the U.S. Army: the active duty component, the reserve component, and the Army National Guard component. So it will involve the total Army. Second, they will come from a multitude of different forts in the United States. They will come out of 5 different seaports and move their equipment to 8 different ports inside Europe. The soldiers themselves, some come on the ships as supercargo, as many young men and women did on this ship. Some will fly in. The vast majority will fly in and then link up with their equipment here. And others will fly in and draw pre-positioned equipment that we maintain in storage here.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I have a question to you, General. Yes, please. We all witnessed the occupation of the Crimea in 2014. Is this Defender 2020 a close reaction on these events in 2013?
Thank you. Defender 20 is really about us. It's about the alliance. It's about the alliance's ability to come together rapidly to conduct operations at any point of need, any place across it. The scenario we operate against is a NATO standard fictional scenario. This is about us being able to conduct our operations.
Two more questions?
A question for the Brigadier. Which British units do we actually have here in Bremerhaven?
So there are none here in Bremerhaven right now. So I've got port operators in Vlissingen and in Antwerp ports, and we'll be ready to receive both UK and US Ro-Ro ships in about the next 14 to 21 days. Thanks.
I've got a question to the General. Do you think the Russians want war?
Which general? We have a couple up here. This general? Soldiers don't think about that. Soldiers think about capabilities, and we think about what we need to be able to do, and what other people are able to do. The intentions we leave to our political leaders who guide us in terms of policy. This exercise is about capability. It's about our capability to move a force onto the continent and with our allies to link up and perform whatever level of operation is needed, and with our allies to be able to transit quickly to any point of need. So I understand your question, but this is really a military exercise.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. All right, we'll do one more question. Okay, go ahead.
Only one question, also to you, General. When this Defender 2020 is finished, what happens with the tanks? Are they remaining here, or are they going back to United States?
Thank you. Another very good question. Obviously, if what we are practicing is moving from port across the ocean to a port, that works both ways. So the act of returning all of this equipment to the United States is a part of the exercise as well, and will produce benefits for us as well in both directions. The short answer is yes, all of this goes back to the States at the end of this exercise.
Okay, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.